And joining us for this week's Annapolis Face-Off, Senator Andrew Serafini, Republican from Washington County, and Senator James Rosapepe, a Democrat from Prince George's and Anne Arundel counties. Thanks to both of you for being with us.
Our pleasure. Glad to be here.
The Senate unanimously passed a bill earlier this week to expand access to retirement savings plans. Senator Rosapepe, you've been a proponent of that for a while. What would this do?
It's a big deal. It protects the opportunity of about 1 million Marylanders who work for small businesses to be able to save for their retirement at work. We know that people who save for retirement at work are 18 times more likely to have the savings they need. That's good for them, it's good for their employer, and it's good for the taxpayers.
Senator Serafini, I know that you earlier in the session had some concerns about this. What were those and how were they addressed?
Well, this is what I do for a living. I'm a financial planner. I think that we have to encourage people to culturally want to save. As we worked on this together in a bipartisan way, I think a lot of the concerns we had, people said, is this going to be Obamacare for retirement? Is it going to be mandated and forced on small employers? But I think we worked together to come up with a really good product that if employers choose to do, it's going to create savings to them, and it is going to be a vehicle that is another alternative because we've got to get people to start savings more.
Well, as a financial planner, I'm sure you know there are plenty of alternatives already. So what's the advantage of adding another alternative, and how would that work?
Well, the key is now it's going to be payroll deduction. We find the easier you make it for people to save, the better it is. Now, they could do that through their paycheck into a bank account and automatically draft it. But this is now going to encourage the employer to set up a plan for their employees, let them choose to do it. And we think it's going to have some great vehicle options that will give them the chance to ask for help if they need it, or they can do it on their own. But it's just one more way for us to encourage it and make it as easy as possible.
That's really the important point. I mean, for those of folks who work for big corporations, work for big media, work for government, they have pension plans, they have retirement plans. They don't understand that half the private sector employees in Maryland have no retirement plan at work. And so this is a big deal for working class people.
Well, how does it differ from a 401k? Or, 10 other different kind of plans that are out there now?
I'll let the financial planner talk about that.
But the basic difference is this is really going to be an IRA. So it's just employee contributions. If the employer has to contribute, it gets very complicated, very expensive. So we were trying to keep this simple. So it's IRA contributions that they can make. We think they're going to have plenty of choices from a fixed or guaranteed rate out to some really spectacular investment choices. But it's that idea, a little bit each paycheck. If Social Security replaces 30% of your income, you better be able to live on 90% now, or how you're going to live on 30% when you retire. So unlike a 401k, no employer money, but other than that, investment options will be very strong, and it's going to be a tax-advantaged way for people to save.
And that's another piece of it. One of the provisions of this bill is right now businesses to register in Maryland have to pay $300 a year just to register. This says if you're providing retirement options at work for your employees, you as a small business get a $300 tax cut. So it's pro-small business, pro-worker.
Yeah.
Is that what brought the business community along?
I would say so. Yeah, I think two components, and Senator Rosapepe said it quite well. This is a carrot, not a stick. I think that was very important to people. It's going to be saying it's a mandate, but if you don't do it, you still pay your $300. If you do, we're giving you a choice. The other side of it is the state is not going to manage this money. We think we have tremendous private people that can manage this. The state is going to provide the vehicle and help them get there, but it is going to be privately managed. And I think those are the two obstacles that we were able to come through and work together on this.
And that had broad-based support among the Democrats. I mean, this is really a public-private partnership. It's a bipartisan plan. I really give Senator Serafini a lot of credit for bringing this together on the Republican side. It's unanimous in the Senate. I hope it's going to be unanimous in the House, and I hope Governor Hogan's going to sign it.
Yes.
Does it potentially increase the trend of the move towards the freelance economy, the gig economy, where companies are hiring more non-employees, more freelancers, because it's easier to do so?
My answer to that is it won't really accelerate that trend. That's a little bit of a trend. I think it's exaggerated to some extent. But it will make it easier for people in that economy to save for their retirement, too. So it's all good.
Tell me what's happening in the House. It looked a little bit cloudy earlier this week.
No, the leadership in the House has worked very closely with leadership in the Senate. I talked to Delegate Frick, who's a sponsor and was the co-chair of the study commission in the House. He says they're going to move the House bill like the Senate bill early in the week. Then they're going to pass the Senate bill. I'm hoping it's going to be unanimous in the House, just like it was in the Senate.
All right, Senators Rosapepe and Serafini, we appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.